Welcome back again to my media museum, and we're on part 4 of box 10 of our 45 vinyl RPM records collection. And we've got John Fogerty rocking all over the world. That's a great 45 from 1975. And the B side of that one being a song called The Wall. Now, I'm not 100% sure when I was re-sleeving after the last episode, and the bitch is back. You know what? Yeah, I did show it because I remember talking about the, but there's Cold Highways that was the B-side of that Elton John, The Bitch is Back. I wasn't 100% sure I showed that because I got a little bit ahead of myself, I think, while filming. So I wanted to take a quick second, be sure to cover that. And moving on to the next one in this stack for part 4 is the Allman Brothers doing Blue Sky 1972. This is a Capricorn Records original, but it is a back-to-back hit, so it's a Capricorn Records reissue of some Allman Brothers songs that had done well for them. And the B-side was Ain't Wasting Time No More. So that's from Ida Peach, obviously, and so was Blue Sky. So great album, great band. Probably Ida Peach is probably, or that or Brothers and Sisters was probably their best album. All right, so now we've got a few Fleetwood Macs here. Some of these are repeats, I'm sure. I think a couple of them aren't. But I've definitely showed off some of these in previous videos. But we've got Rhiannon, Will You Ever Learn, Stevie Nicks song, 1976. And the B-side of that was Christy McVie doing Over My Head. So, double A side as far as I'm concerned. It is a back-to-back hit, so this isn't the original issue, but it's still following suit with that common Stevie on one side and Christy on the other. They did that on quite a few Fleetwood Mac 45s. Next one up we've got is another Christy McVie song, Don't Stop Thinking About Tomorrow, Don't Stop, It'll Soon Be Here. And then Lindsey Buckingham doing Never Going Back Again on the B-side, which was from the same album, Rumors, which was an awesome album. Every song on it's great. They won so many awards for that album, and they rightfully so, they deserved them. That was a really, really great album. So there's 2 songs off of it for you. And next up, we've got another song off of it with Dreams by Stevie Nicks. Thunder only happens when it's raining. And the B-side, we've got Christy with Songbird. So there you go, Stevie on one side, Christy on the other, as usual. Next up, we've got another one from the same album, Never Go Your Own Way. I don't know why I almost said Never Going Back Again. That was off of Rumors as well, but this is a Go Your Own Way 45, which I know we've shown in the past a couple of times because this is the famous 45 with Silver Springs, Stevie Nicks song. It was supposed to be on Rumors, but was dropped off at the last minute. It's on there now. If you go buy a recent edition of Rumors, they've added it back onto the album. But originally, Silver Springs was only available on the B-side of this 45. So there's a little bit of history there. And great song. It got a radio play being on the B-side of the 45, but I think I did see a interview where she was talking about how she was very unhappy that it wasn't originally on the album after being told that it would be. So here we got a later Fleetwood Mac here. It's still again back-to-back hits, so it's another reissue one. But this is from Tango in the Night, which is considerably a few years past Rumors. But Little Lies, Tell Me Sweet Little Lies, ooh, Christy McVie singing. And a really good song. And here she got both sides. That might be a because maybe Stevie wasn't around. Tango in the Night, I'm not sure she was on that album. I know she came and went, and I'm far from being an expert on Fleetwood Mac, but her and Lindsey both came and went a couple of times. But there's Christy McVie doing Everywhere on the B-side. But since it's a back-to-back hit, that might be why, too. They put two Christian McVie's Little Eyes on the same 45. Alright, there's a nice MGM logo there. And we've got Electric Light Orchestra doing Telephone Line. And I do have a really special version of this one on green vinyl. It's translucent clear green vinyl. It's a really cool 45. I have filmed it and shown it in a previous video. Might have been one of the picture sleeve edition ones. But I had this one as a kid, Telephone Line. This is one going back that I bought when it came out originally. Not this specific 45. My copy would be in the A to Z collection, which we haven't come close to getting to yet. But I swear we will as long as I keep on breathing. B-side being a song called Poor Boy, The Greenwood, which was off of El Dorado, 1974. Whereas Telephone Line was off of A New World, 1976. So here's one of those, 45s again, where they're promoting two albums. So Telephone Line 76 and Poor Boy El Dorado 74. All right, moving on. We still got another Elton John, another ELO. We've got a couple of ELOs here in a row, and hold on tight to your dreams, yeah. And the B-side being When Time Stood Still. Time stands still, big wheels turning, big wheels changing. And Electric Light Orchestra up again with Don't Bring Me Down, Bruce. Who's the Bruce that they're talking about? That's always been a big question. A lot of people wanted to know. Whoever Bruce was, he's bringing him down. And he wrote a song about it. But B-side being Dreaming of 4000, which was off of On the Third Day. Whereas Don't Bring Me Down was from Discovery. So, here we've got a lot of ELOs with songs from different albums. Alright, next up we've got the Cars with Hello, Hello Again, Do Do Do, off of Heartbeat City. And this is a spun goat, so this is a reissue copy. The B-side being Drive, Who's Gonna Drive You Home Tonight? And actually this is probably the sleeve that it probably goes in, being that it's the same color. But since it does still have a Cars in it, no big deal. You can't read it though because of that silver, but you've got the Cars doing Magic, which was again off of Heartbeat City. And the B-side of that was I Refuse. Yeah, try and get that in the light just right so you can actually see it, read it. Dark colors with silver lettering. Terrible. Alright, now we got a BTO, one of my favorite bands, with You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet. But baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet. And I know I've shown this one off before, 1974, but I'm not 100% sure that it had the correct B-side. Well, who knows about correct, but I believe this is the original B-side from 1974, Freewheeling, which was a instrumental off of the Not Fragile album, which is my favorite Bachman Turner Overdrive album of all time. Not Fragile is just great. It's an awesome listen. And you notice they point out the solos, Randy left, Blair right. I think that's kind of interesting. Just don't put your headphones on the wrong way or you won't know who's playing what. But next up, we've got another copy of You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet by Bachman Turner Overdrive, still 1974, and it's from the Mercury Not Fragile album. But you'll see this is a Celebrity series. So this is a later reissue, even though it looks older, it just kind of, that looks like a newer to me than this. This is kind of plain Jane and looks old, probably because a lot of these were done for like Chuck Berry and stuff on the Mercury label with this solid blue label, Celebrity series. But the B-side of that is Taking Care of Business, which was from Bachman Turner Overdrive 2, not the Not Fragile album. So two songs, two albums again. We're seeing that a lot in this box, it appears. But this is because it's a reissue Celebrity Series AA side intentionally. Largely being sold for people to fill up jukeboxes, I'm sure. So we had a Pat Benatar earlier in here, Treat Me Right. Now we've got We Belong, clearly marked as the A side. Thank you, Chrysalis, however you want to pronounce that. And the B side being Suburban King, which, boy, that just doesn't ring a bell for me. I just don't recognize that song, but I'm sure it was probably off of the same album, even though it's not telling us anything on here. Alright, next up we've got an Arista sleeve with an Arista vinyl in it. Imagine that. Alan Parsons Project, Eye in the Sky, Looking for You. Yeah. And the B side being Gemini, which I believe that's an instrumental song. But it's also off of the Eye in the Sky album anyways. I've got their greatest hits and their greatest hits 2 that's just instrumental songs, the second one, and I'm pretty sure Gemini was on that album as well. So alright, next up we had the Steve Miller Band with Fly Like an Eagle to the Sea. I want to fly like an eagle, let my spirit carry me. With the B-side of The Lovin' Cup, which was off of The Joker in 1973. And Fly Like an Eagle obviously was 1976. So here again, we've got 2 years apart from the albums, and they end up with a song on the A and B side of a 45 together. So, but that's a really great song, Fly Like an Eagle. Really good 45 to have. Lovin' Cup I don't recognize as well. So come on back for part 5, and we'll probably have 6 or 7 parts to this box 10, looking at what I got left to do.